Okey-dokey. So I wanted to start the meeting out with a friendly reminder to everyone, including myself, that we are recording these meetings. And I don't think we have a large internet following, but it's possible that anyone at any point could decide to watch one of these meetings, so we should all do our best to behave.
That's really hard. Okay, Jamie. They're not broad.
To everyone, including myself.
I will say, I do listen. Excuse me, I listen back, just to get notes and minutes and stuff like that. And a lot of times our conversations get very animated and multiple people are talking at once. It's really, really hard to understand what's going on from that end of it. So, just be mindful of somebody speaking. To be polite, let them speak.
A good reminder too.
Could I ask if there anything particular that stood out in either where that came from or where that came from that we need to be careful about repeating?
No, I just realized after the meeting that I kind of forget about it. And, so there was nothing in particular that was said.
Like personal, that I was like,
Oh,
like, maybe we don't wanna.
Well, we're not posting these.
They're available if you wanted them.
Matt,
I-
this is Matt.
why?
And Matt's here, right?
They're posted online.
yeah.
We still want to pass the front page test.
But I thought we were only doing minutes. Why would we move to a certain truncated set of minutes and then post a whole video? Or a
So
whole
then-
audio?
So then you don't have to take the full minutes, you can take the.
But that's the thing, why do we, okay, here's my question, we're gonna see if we need to do this anymore, even record these anymore. If we're taking action minutes, because the two do the same thing. And if we're not taking minutes from the recordings and we turn them into action minutes, then we should be deleting this if we don't need to keep it.
You mean like after a period of time?
Once it's done. No, once the minutes are recorded, that's it, done.
Yeah, don't duplicate your work.
What do you think, Matt? He's listened to more of us.
Yeah, but this is not a steering committee thing, this is a city of Twinsburg thing.
I watched a couple, and I told a friend that I was doing this, and he actually looked it up, and he's like, "Oh, I can watch." So I don't know. I prefer if they weren't, personally.
Or recorded.
We need more
For
entertainment.
after.
For sure.
Not posted for.
Everybody could have a joke.
Yeah. So what?
That we just use the written minutes because, as you said, even if we were to take time to be quiet and make sure that verbally, through audio, it's written. It's obviously the much more professional form is to go based off written minutes. I think of it almost like a court reporter. Sometimes they have a audio device to kind of catch on, but as they're typing, it's their transcript becomes the official, not their audio recording.
Well, yeah, I 100% agree that as a city, we have a new policy that literally says, don't write the minutes out verbatim.
Yeah.
Do just very truncated things. What did you vote on? What was the general topic of discussion? And they don't want detailed minutes on purpose. And so to me, to post the full video and then yet have the only record of the thing be a truncated version of it is in opposition.
Yeah, so I'd see if we could maybe not have the recordings because that's just it's just a lot, and then also it makes it cleaner, I think, to have the written to fall back on.
Yeah, so I will follow through with that and communicate that back to this group of whether or not we need to even do the recording other than to create the minutes. And once the minutes are created, that the video or audio does not get posted.
Maybe approved,
Pardon?
once the meeting minutes are approved.
Correct.
Yeah, I've made that case that we're not gonna be posting anything unless it's been approved, so.
Because I was gonna miss a meeting and then I thought, well, I could, pick it up after.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would not post the video,
Even to a,
even to anybody. If you're not there, you will get a copy of the minutes.
It says here on our website that we keep videos for 2 years on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it doesn't say, and what I'm going to do is confer that the city requires us to do that. Whether or not we wrote it on our website doesn't mean that it's a policy that we have to do.
Well, thank you for looking into it.
Well, I'm gonna say a lot less now that I know that we're posting these things online.
Okay, all right, well, that's out of the way, but let's.
so what, okay, I'm sorry.
If we use Pig Latin, would that deceive them, do you think? Can we get away?
No, it's been recorded, and I don't think that would throw them off too much.
Ixnay on that.
Before we go too far sideways, let's start with the roll call. I'm Linnea Madison on Lake Park Drive.
Sparks, condos.
Matt Brownell, Lake Park Drive.
Scott Conrad, Aquatechnics.
We doing all the numbers first?
No.
Patrick Soderberg, City of Tumwater.
Dave Congeezer, City of Tumwater.
Rusty Weaver, Lake Terrace Drive.
Jody Keys, Daisy Lane.
Sharon McCafferty, Daisy Lane, Kathy Peterson. It says Second Avenue, whatever, so anyway, Lark Street Southwest.
Yeah.
Southeast.
Yeah. So,
No, south-
And I believe
No, southeast.
Daisy Lane.
East Southwest.
Oh, that's right.
oh,
She's on the east side of the lake.
okay,
You're on the west.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprised to see.
and online we have Carissa.
Carissa Parvin, Barnes Lake Condos.
And we don't have Dana. Did we know where Dana?
I didn't,
Haven't heard.
And, yeah,
and Linnea,
lived in the.
Oh,
not Linnea.
no,
Leilani.
Leilani.
That's one, yeah.
And have you talked to Leilani?
No,
Okay.
but I mean, I've tried to get her to come with me and it falls apart.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for
Busy
trying.
with many things.
Okay.
Nobody wrote that down. Thank you.
She's busy.
Julie?
Recorded.
Okay, on to the agenda review for today. Anyone have anything to add or?
One of the things that I wanted to do in terms of the agenda review was always at the end of the meeting, take notes of what we want to discuss at the next meeting, items that we would like to discuss.
Recording
Is something wrong?
Thanks for joining. Can you state your name, who you're, and what neighborhood you're with, if any?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, this is Dana, and I can't get into the Zoom meeting.
You're in the Zoom meeting.
What?
But you can't see
You
us.
can't see.
She can't see us.
Turn on your camera.
She may have just called in as a call-in option, so.
Oh,
Well, we can hear you, Dana.
Okay, well, go ahead, because I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get into the live Zoom.
So somebody else joined with a Samsung phone? I wonder if that's both.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her, right?
There is an echo.
I've never had
Yeah.
trouble getting in before.
Do you have two different devices that you tried to sign in with?
Well, yeah, I'm trying all of them.
Check your,
I
check your
think
tablet.
I think you're in two, I think two of you, your two devices are signed in. Your telephone and then something called a Samsung SMX6 something, something, something.
that's her
Okay,
phone
okay,
number.
I think
The second one down.
I'm closing out my phone, and I think I've got it.
Okay.
Ah,
That's the way I am with it.
All right.
I've been trying for 20 minutes.
Well, we're glad you made it.
So, okay.
Okay, so Kathy wanted to add something, an agenda item, really.
At the end of the meeting, in the times past, we have had a category of issues that we would like to see covered in the next meeting.
Future agenda items.
Yes.
Yeah. And just add that permanently to.
Mhm. Such as what Patrick said and, cause last time, I remember asking for the status of the IABMP and also the 2025 annual report. That they be discussed at this meeting. And, you know, we can deal with that. But just a way of carrying items forward.
Idea. Anything else? So do we have a motion to approve the agenda? No. I guess, I don't. Okay, well, we can move on to minutes. Over.
Did you wanna add something to the agenda? If we're on number 3?
Yes, we added just a future agenda to talk of.
Okay, I didn't know if Kathy was saying she wanted to discuss those 2 things you just mentioned.
Oh, those,
You just mentioned the IVAMP and you just mentioned the end of year report. Did you wanna add those to this agenda or are you asking?
it would be nice to get an update, you know, even a short thing or either this meeting or the next. I didn't want people, it's kind of like giving somebody notice that you want information, so I wasn't like wanting people to feel like they had to address those 2 issues.
Well, I do believe we're going, 7A is to talk about this year's. So I think that's covered. And we can briefly discuss the IVAMP in the sense that we didn't have time this year to put out an RFQ or RFP for it. So we as staff, we just did not have the ability to do that this year.
So we can talk about that in 8C in the 2026 work plan development.
Okay, that's
That
great.
looks like-
That's great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anyone have any changes to the meeting minutes?
I had one thing and I'll speak out for Lalani because I believe she was here, came late, so she missed the roll call though.
Oh,
And then Jody had an excused absences, so it made me wonder if we're keeping track of excused absences.
No, we're not. We're just keeping track of, this is the template that I've been given to use. And so this is.
I mean, I
what we're-
think there's something in the bylaws that say that you're probably supposed to have excused absences, and if you miss X number in a
Right.
row that aren't excused, we're gonna boot you. I don't know that that's gonna happen.
It does. It does, it has.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't necessarily.
Dave's a lot nicer.
Me, right.
Dang,
it's recording.
We're recording.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's just adding to Alani since she came to recognize that she was present. And I don't think I had anything else.
I would like to know the spelling of my first name, which is ARIEER.
R-I-E, 1 R.
1 R and it's
It's an A.
SHARIE, yeah.
Gotcha on this one.
Oh, I'll do this over. ARIE. Correct?
I move to approve as amended.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Clarify that we do not have any history. For that matter, any members of the public. So we shall skip public comment. And moving on to member comment. I guess I have something there. There was a note about. Let's see it, about Blip. Oh. Anyway, the Barnes Lake Illuminated Parade. And we are planning to do Blip this year. As usual, there is complete lack of organization and no date set. And the reason there is no date set is that it is very weather dependent. Nobody wants to be paddling a kayak in the rain and the dark and the wind. So we'll figure out when we're gonna do it, probably about 3 or 4 days ahead of time. Maybe before Christmas, maybe after Christmas, probably on a weekend. And I will put the word out. I think the Facebook page, is the best place.
Got enough water?
Well, I hope we get more between now and then. Good point,
We
because
have not that much now.
yeah, it's not very, no.
Maybe tomorrow.
They were supposed to get more this in the next
We're
few
supposed to rain
days.
today, but not much.
Yeah, that's a good point. If it doesn't fill up much, then it may not be happening at all, but if Mother Nature cooperates.
Is that towards the holiday season time, or when do you like to do that?
Yeah, usually right before Christmas or between Christmas and New Year's.
When did Blip start? When did it start being Blip?
Well, it's always been Blip,
Oh, it really?
but it hasn't always been. We did it the first time. My kids were little, so 15 years ago.
Oh,
And
really?
we've done it probably 6 or 7
Really?
times.
I just didn't know it had a name.
No,
Oh, yes. Yes.
I wanted to do it, but it was dark.
It's always that right part. We lost my mom one time though, and she's 85.
She's
She
gonna go by herself.
Well, one of the problems for anyone who's interested in participating is if you get your kayak or your canoe or whatever, and you put a lot of light on the front of it, you can't see anything else except for the front of your boat. And so we were all going round the island this way. And my mom didn't know really, she was turned around at that point and no one was paying attention to her. And so she went around that way. And at some point there was a little bit of panic because we couldn't see her. She was fine. She didn't know that she was off course, but we were all.
Woman
lost.
Morning in the bushes. Washed up.
Where I am.
Oh, lily pads.
Yes.
That's why I'm losing. Because there's not fair. Does anyone, any other member comments? Oh, we could talk a little bit about the status of the lake. You went out, you were going to go walk on.
Well, I took for those who, I guess, looked at the Facebook, I took a yardstick and I poked it through and it was goopy, and then it just hit and it was 2 feet of goop.
Yeah, but
So
then
I-
it's solid, then.
But,
Yeah.
you know, when you're only, your legs have to be like 2 feet long.
No, I know. It's that way in our
That was
place.
very sobering to me because I was kind of teetering on the edge and I pushed this down and there was like, I don't know.
No.
And I'm not,
No.
I don't wanna swim out of this.
It has about the consistency of brownie batter. That 2 foot.
Heavy breath.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your foot in there.
Yeah,
If
not
you're,
pleasant.
if you're of an age, it is dangerous.
Yeah, yeah.
You could be out there a long time.
But what I think it is, and I've been out in it, is really just the decomposing floating mass.
That's what it is.
And they
really
decompose so much that they're everywhere on the lake, completely everywhere. And eventually that will settle down and it should kind of, I think, kind of compact down and hopefully be less goofy in future years, but for now it's.
Yeah, and very often.
Very. but we're glad you're still.
Yeah. I just got the yardstick back.
Okay, good. Okay. That's all the member comments. Up next is Scott and the lake management update.
All right, well, sorry about missing the last meeting. I was in Idaho working on the Quagga mussels for the Snake River for ISDA over there. This year we did 2 applications of sonar, which I think did a really great job at controlling the bladderwort that was out there.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Are you gonna be giving this is helpful, but are you gonna be giving a written report?
Yes, I'm currently working on that still.
Great, thank you.
I don't have that finished because there's been a lot of things going on. So I do apologize for that. I meant to have it finished, but, so it's still in the works right now. And I have the bio-based maps as well from the beginning of the season and, when I was out there for the second application. So I was able to get those at least. So I was able to do the first application of the sonar and then with the airboat, and then the second application I did out of a small 10-foot John boat. And I also did the application of a Mazamox as well, a little bit as well. And then I was not able to complete a fall survey because of the water level that was there.
What is sonar?
Sonar is Floridone. It was
Oh.
Brand name or?
yeah, Sonar is the trade name of it.
Oh.
Sonar One.
And what's I know this isn't about this year, but what have we heard about, using a drone so you won't need the big boat ramp?
Yeah, so we're working on that right now as a company. It's still a really new facet for us, so we're still trying to work out the kinks and get everything together for that. So there's a possibility that we'll be able to just use drones and not have to do launch a boat or do anything like that to do applications in the future.
Really? It can carry that much?
So it'll it'll be multiple batteries and things like that, but it'll go out, spray, and then come back, and then
Oh, you mean
we'll load back up.
it'll be an autonomous boat?
No, it'll be a flying
It'll be
drone.
flying?
Yeah,
No kidding.
so we're
What's
still
the cargo capacity of the drone?
less than 50 pounds right now.
Whoa.
It's quite a bit though.
Yeah,
50 pounds.
but up to 50 pounds.
That's impressive.
So I can do what is it? Almost 3 gallons of product in one trip.
Have
So
you been doing this somewhere else?
we as a company, I have not personally been doing it. Our office has not been doing it quite yet. It's something we're just getting into. It's brand new. I'm actively working on getting my license to do it. And so we've done it out in Eastern Washington for like the Army Corps of Engineers and some people like that. So we're slowly getting into it. So it's in the works though.
So what is your window for bladderwort if you don't use Floridone?
With the
July?
fish timing window, July 15th.
Okay, so you're already low in water by then.
Yes.
Cause I can see it working great for your lilies late season
Yeah.
because it's topical, you don't have to carry around as much, but when you're dragging,
Yeah.
that's gonna be tough.
So there's a new permit this year. They updated the permit, Ecology did. So we renewed the permit for this year. So that fish timing window might be changing. They're looking at changing it this year, so we're trying to work on that.
And is that determined by the product or just timing for the fish regardless of product?
Right now, it's determined by product.
That's what I thought.
But they're working with Fish and Wildlife to come up with ways to not be restricted on that based on product.
Last time I remember, what was his name again? Was saying we're exempt from the fish window, but I'm not sure if that's, if everybody's, subject to the fish window, or if there's a exemption that we somehow.
Isn't it specific types of fish? Doesn't it have to be like a salmon fish to have this window and this type of fish to be that window? Isn't it fish determinant?
Yes, but so Fish and Wildlife determines that.
and there's actually a website that you can go on and look and see what your fish timing window is. I'll recheck that and see what the update is.
See what fish they have identified for that lake, cause I don't, for some reason, I think that they have that as a salmon lake, and I don't think that there's been a salmon in that lake for about 50 years.
Not 80 degrees.
That's what I mean, I think the lake has changed enough to where you're only warm water species, that lake cannot support trout or anything like that. So I'll bet you that might move the window later, or earlier, I should say. earlier.
So you can trace earlier in the year.
Well, and I thought that since it's not a public, doesn't have public access, that doesn't mean anything.
No, it has to do with fish and when they reproduce and when they want to be protective of that window. The questions I asked of him specifically have to do with the difference between the systemic herbicide or aquatic herbicides versus the contact ones. The contact ones tend to burn down stuff, and so they're a little bit more potentially injurious to fish. And so that's when they really move that window to a safe spot.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so late in July. It makes it very problematic for Scott to get around the entire lake if he has to wait that long. And so that's very difficult for these contact herbicides, which do a good job, but they're just more toxic because they're more of a physical thing as opposed to a chemical thing, and because they're oxidizers. So they kind of burn down stuff as opposed to have a toxic effect.
And what's kind of funny is, so Dicot, it actually is used in fish hatcheries on juvenile fish to kill parasites at a higher rate than what we're using that. So it's kind of funny.
Right.
So is this the kind of thing that would be in the annual report?
Yes, I can have it be in there, sure.
Yeah, because I think we struggle to understand all the time, all the moving pieces and how they fit together.
Well, in this year, you did fluoridone. So fluoridone, the sonar, is a systemic, okay? So that one doesn't kill on contact, it has to be absorbed. And so he was able to do that as early as May because of its super low toxicity. That's a very, very expensive application. And that's why we save that for like once every 5 years or more. And then you do the contact ones in between to keep everything at that tolerable level. Those are the ones that have that window restriction. And so that's what he's gonna be focusing on, because now, for the next 4 years, you're probably gonna be sticking with those contact herbicides, and you're gonna be subject to that window of application.
Do you think?
What does it say? You have salmon?
By 2026?
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
I'm hoping to. We have one guy that has his 107 but doesn't have the aerial applicator license quite yet. So we're gonna work on that.
So it appears as though
Okay, so they updated that then.
you may not have a window anymore.
Okay.
That, like that.
No, that's good.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's really good.
Because that doesn't force him to go at a time
Yeah.
that one isn't the most efficacious for the plant. And also
Yeah, really.
for access to the full lake.
So
So that's huge.
So
yeah,
why
but they
do
just updated
why
that
do
then.
we not? Is that because we don't have salmon?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why. So, and I've already started that.
You kind of touched on my question a little bit. I'm concerned about what safety standards these drones and the operators and the equipment reliability are all gonna have to comply with. It's not gonna be a city of Tumwater event. It's probably state or federal or something. But I just wanna, for the record, know that there is a safety standard and we're gonna comply with all that.
Yes, absolutely.
We just don't want 49 pounds of
Yeah,
gonna
no,
crash in somebody's backyard.
yeah, no, that would not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do not want that to happen, so.
Okay, so maybe in one of those reports, that would be a line item in there about we'll use the drone and we'll comply with XXX safety standard.
Yes.
The pilot systems, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's FAA, it's all,
Well, we're complicated with that, I'm sure.
yeah, there's a lot of.
Equipment and what kind of range you get from the radio control and all that stuff.
Yeah, so it has to be line of sight at all times. So gotta be able to see it.
How many trees can be in the way and lots of, but we don't need to know the details.
Yeah.
We just wanna be able to nod our head, yes, that we're confident that you know the safety standards and you're gonna comply with them.
Yes.
Yeah, he could be out in a canoe with it, and then it'll always be line of sight.
Yeah. However they wanna do it. Just as long as they don't get 49 pounds of chemical in your backyard.
Well, I don't know, maybe it's good. for
With the right hazmat sign on it and all.
I'll try to find a photo of the drone that we have, because we actually do have the drone actually right now, so.
Well, I'm sure your company will probably develop SOPs and things like that.
Interesting.
The new world.
Hmm?
It's a
Did
new
you have
world.
any other updates? Did anybody have any questions for Scott about this year's treatment? Anything?
Were you able to get up into the north corner
Yeah.
of the lake? That's always been the challenging spot in access to it sometimes.
The north end is from where we launch up to the right hand side.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I was able,
Past the school and it gets real shallow up there.
yeah, I was able to get into that. pretty
Okay.
well.
And ours also.
Yeah.
There's the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you saw me up there.
so the sonar in there,
Mhm.
because, I mean, there hasn't been water there for a long time. But that's not gonna affect the effectiveness of the Florida.
As long as there was water there when
Yeah.
he applied it and those
It'll be okay.
plants were in the water,
Yeah.
then it should work.
Oh, so that's huge.
Yeah.
That's the drone that we just got,
Says,
and pass that around.
otherwise it would be a lot of waste money. It could be.
Yeah, cause the big thing with sonar is basically it turns your lake into an herbicide.
The bottom.
No, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're-
Your entire water column is herbicide.
Yeah.
That's what a whole lake treatment is.
So you have
And you have to have that concentration above like 4 or 5 parts per million. And it stays that way for at least 30 days in order for it to kill it. But it's not the top, it's not the bottom, it's all of it.
Yeah.
So as long as there's water around your plant, then it's uptaking it.
Oh, we did have the discussion come up about how it seemed to maybe have an effect on the cattail. The cattail became really white, but they seem like now they've kind of recovered. We talked about that a little bit. Do you have a sense of whether you did in some, wouldn't complain, but do you have a sense of whether you did in some of the cattail in the process of killing the other vegetation?
So probably didn't really affect the cattails that much. They'll grow out of it. Really, what you're seeing is the bleaching from the product getting into it from the water that it's uptaking. So like what he was just saying,
So it bleaches them, but doesn't kill them.
correct.
Wow. Okay.
And so like whenever you hear of a product that's used on your lawn and it says it'll kill broadleaves, but your grass will be fine, it really will kill both of them. The grass just grows faster. And so it basically grows through the injury. It'll
I
get
see.
stunted for a little bit, but then it'll power through it and then it'll be fine. And so so it's really not that it doesn't kill it, it's just that they grow so fast that it's not enough to completely kill it. You would have to up the concentration quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Learn something new every day.
So it seems to me like when you do your report, you're gonna probably be looking back at this meeting.
But yeah, I was been taking notes on my
I'm just
phone too.
thinking about the positive use of that.
Any other questions for Scott?
It really is, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We missed you. What's Scott doing?
I apologize. I've been
don't
everywhere. I was just at a conference down in South Carolina as well, so.
Really?
Yeah, I just gave a presentation at the North American Lake Management Society down there, so.
Where in South Carolina?
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, my sister lives there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, tough business. I feel sorry for you.
It was 70 and sunny.
She sends pictures of her walking on the beach with the dogs, you know. Oh, no.
Can you send them pictures of you walking on your beach? with-
We should put a picture of us in our mud. Maybe we can get the whole steering committee here or whatever we are. And get us all up to our knees in the mud and say, we are working for you.
Inspect your life, yeah.
And we are gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. One other thing I did want to bring up as well. So we were talking about the muck biobs last year. So I did do some research this year on some ponds that I was working on up near Seattle and got some preliminary results about how effective they were. And they were kind of mixed results depending on each pond and the VO that was there. But I did have a muck reduction of about 15 inches in one pond.
Now, what did they do to promote aeration through that area? Do they have blowers or things like that?
Surface aerator,
And how big was that?
3/4 horsepower.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, how big was the pond for that one blower?
Quarter of an acre.
Okay. And we're 6 acres, or we're almost 11 acres.
Yeah, well,
No,
No.
we're more than 10, we're 30.
28. Oh,
We used to be 11. Okay.
Yeah.
30.
Right now, we're about 11.
Not sure what we
So
are
what,
right now.
what you were doing was trying to break up the.
No, so the air is there to feed
You're right.
the organisms that break
Yeah.
down the organics. So
Yeah.
basically this Muck Biotics product that he talked about a year and a half ago, I did some research on it too.
Yeah.
Basically what it does is and correct me if I'm wrong, it basically introduces microorganisms that eat the nutrients, and you have to feed them oxygen in order to keep them alive, or else they'll just blah, 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 and then they'll just die because they need that oxygen to continue to eat that muck and that nutrients. So you have tons of food, you just have to keep them oxygenated so that they keep eating. And if they don't have it, they're just gonna make a spot that will just be anaerobic, and then they'll all die, and then you'll have a hole. And you know, so that's the big thing.
How is our oxygenation?
Well, so what he was saying is they put it into a pond that has an active, like, sprinkler thing. So it goes and creates oxygen, and that's only for a half an acre. So I was trying to like, how many blowers would it take to get?
Well, they make different sizes.
Yeah,
So
Like a golf.
Our dissolved oxygen though, at
Water
that,
has-
at that muck level is next to nothing.
Right.
It's practically zero oxygen at that level, and it would take some feet of aeration to get water to move throughout the whole column to oxygenate down.
Does it require permit to use those, their pellets, right?
Anything you put into a water body would require the same permit. You just add it in.
We could experiment in somebody's backyard, you know, with kind of an intensive operation.
Yeah.
In one spot, and see if there's any.
I can update the permit to have that product be on it as well. It's a pretty easy thing to do
As an option.
as an option.
That might be a good idea, because that muck layer now is everywhere. So, you know, anyone who has access to the lake from their property could potentially be a little experimental area and see if it looks better there than 2 doors down.
Yeah.
After.
Do they allow a sprinkler or any sort of sediment disruptor in a water body with fish?
Yes.
Seen like white box before, people just put a bucket on the dock just to make bubbles and clear out brush.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a thing called an aquatic clear, which isn't supposed to be used to move sediment. It does a little bit, but it's meant to more or less like move vegetation out. It's basically just like it's like a motor that has a propeller on it that just pushes water, moves, is a water circulator more or less, that like is mounted on a dock, or it can be a floating, it can be on a float as well. And be moved around.
So is your report gonna be done in time that we can review it, at the January meeting?
Yes.
It was a lot.
Any other Scott questions? Squeeze them while you got them.
Chance, he's gonna walk home.
No, do you
He's
live
gonna take
close?
his drone.
Yeah, right.
He's got 4 drones to get him home.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was paying attention to an email from Melanie, but did you discuss the costs associated with the biomass product?
I did not, I can get those for you guys though.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me. I've been talking and nobody's heard me. I was wondering, is that the same thing you see in the south in the big ponds where they raise catfish and stuff? The big aerator things and the water shoots out?
Aerator, yes, whether we're talking about a product that can be added along with the aerator that would eat up a lot of the nutrients and sediment sitting at the bottom of your lake.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I was trying to have a visual of it and I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, now I'll be quiet.
He's waiting.
Oh, she got in. Okay, she was emailing me.
Oh,
Give Leilani a chance.
well, Lonnie is here.
Awesome.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Lalani.
Hello.
So we're just finishing up getting our update from the contractor, Scott, and all of us have had chance to ask him a bunch of questions. But do you, not to put you on the spot or anything, but do you have any questions for him before we cut him loose?
Well, unfortunately, since I didn't hear, what he was specifically going to do or anything, I don't have any real specific questions. I guess one quick question would be, since the water's so low this year, would have that killed some of the things just because they didn't have any water to be living in?
That's a good question.
Yes and no. I mean, so some of the seed stock and stuff will still be there. Or could overwinter, but without a large amount of water there, so. Kind of depends on the species that's there.
Okay.
That's not a great answer, I'm sorry, but just depends on the species.
Well, and bladderwort kind of floats around, so it's not, unless it gets high and dry somewhere, where the water recedes and it just kind of, so you might get some of those seeds that end up on a dry spot and they may or may not be viable the next season. Your lilies will always come back because they're seasonal and they'll come up from their root system. So, when he kills them off, that's good. But the ones that, still have roots in the ground that didn't have anything on the top, they can pop up. So you'll get maybe a little bit of kill on the bladderwort, but not significantly, not compared to the treatment.
Okay.
So doesn't Lalani have the option to review the Zoom meeting? Like, so wherever you're looking from. Scott had a lot of information, and if you wanted to watch it back, you could.
Okay, thank you.
I think I'm gonna be doing that too.
Well, thank you, Scott. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you don't have to, but we'd love to have you. Moving on to general business. 2025 work plan.
So we're gonna close out 2025. There was a number of things that were postponed or that we canceled, and mainly those were around water quality monitoring. And then the IVAMP was the other thing that was postponed. So we're gonna revisit that in 2026. I'm not gonna say it, but, hopefully we'll have some, staff time available to get this piece of it done. The RFQ anyway, so we can start, looking at proposals on what that would look like.
Is that the RFQ for?
Yeah, the RFQ for the IVAM, yeah.
Can we go back up? Did we get an aerial photo assessment in the spring?
We did not, sir.
We did not, okay. And will there be one, do we have a plan to get another one at all? Like
I'm still working on those permits right now.
Yeah.
So,
okay, and it's because of the drone issue.
And the airport.
yeah, the airport.
Yeah. Looking at the direct path and looking down, it seems like.
So what else we got here? Compliance needs and requirements for 2026. It looks like, Scott did that already, which is great. We're reviewing budgetary needs for 2026 now. And we did the steering committee walkabout. And during this meeting, we're also going to develop the next work plan. The operating budget, which is in 2026. Then finalize our meeting schedule. Do our annual election of the chair, vice chair, recorder. And then the water quality summary report from 2025. Since we didn't get much water quality data, there's probably not much to report on, to be honest. But I think we talked maybe about doing a newsletter. Having a template that the steering committee, if they wanted to submit some articles, we could populate that into our newsletter template, and away we go. I don't think there's a whole lot in the newsletter other than our budget. Talk about budget stuff and some housekeeping stuff, but I think the main interest, I think, for the newsletter is stuff that comes from the steering committee.
And the annual report.
Annual report, yeah.
And this is the newsletter that goes out with the assessments.
So that's a January break.
That's, yes, we'll set some dates for that, because that needs to go out.
Well, I don't think the newsletter should go out in January. If
No.
it won't be enough time for us to.
No, I
put it
know,
all
that's
together.
not.
No, we're gonna be, yeah,
When do the assessments go out?
April-ish.
Yeah, all right, so I know. Makes
Ideally,
sense.
April.
Maybe February.
I think last time it was like March, we had to have the newsletter ready.
Top section, we got distribute LMD member newsletter in March
Yeah.
from 2025, so it'll probably be similar next year, right?
I was just saying January, if we're getting the report and then we have to summarize the report and get it into a newsletter and send it out in the same month, like, that's not gonna happen.
So,
Just discussion.
So that's the 2025 work plan. I guess we move on to the 2025 budget.
So the word postponed seems like, if, once the year is over, is it like postponed to 2026 or?
Yeah, that's, yeah, the IVAN, we're gonna try to tackle in 2026.
So some of the things like the water quality is postponed.
It's kind of canceled.
So
Yeah.
you can't do this year's water quality next year.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, the water quality monitoring stuff, I basically just X'd out, right, just crossed out.
Oh.
So,
But one, we couldn't get out there
yeah, that was part of it too.
and staffing
But you also
was a
can't go
struggle.
Yeah, we can't really postpone the 2025.
No,
water
that's all.
quality
If you,
testing until
if you were really motivated,
I could have got it out there.
You could have done.
You guys couldn't afford me.
I don't know.
You erased that from you.
Yeah, that is a good point. Some of the postponed things are all practical.
We just had staffing issues this year. It's just, that's really what it just came down to.
I'm reading.
Where are we at?
Budget.
On the budget.
Thank you.
Oh, did we even change anything from last time? I don't think we've gotten any new assessments in, so this is literally just a mirror of what we presented last time.
So where are we on assessments?
Assessments,
In
21,000 have come in.
Yeah, I'm just out of,
I don't know.
Okay,
That's all gets done through finance. They just, Bonnie goes and asks them, where are we with them? They give them a number. You know, we don't say, unless there's something that we need to follow up on.
Yeah.
We don't even see who pays and who doesn't pay until we actually ask them for a readout or something. So they just manage all
but
of
if
that.
people don't pay, that's
Still on them,
still on them
Not
when they try to
finance.
sell their property.
correct,
So that money will come.
presumably.
I thought
If we
the
do our accounting.
collections to
correctly.
date is in that year-to-date actual column, that's 7,539. Isn't that what that number represents? That's the money in our pocket that's collected. The 21,000 is the total amount that's assessed. So that's why it's.
Oh, because it's in the budget,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
so
budgeted amount.
it looks like
That
nobody's
That was
paid.
kind of. Oh, that was awesome.
And year-to-date actual is to date. as
Well,
of
that
7
seems
November.
awfully low for people paying their
It
bills.
does. Wow.
So I don't know that Bonnie has reached out to finance and gotten a update, or if she's just sending this to us. So I don't know when, says as of November 7th, but I don't know if last week she actually sent a request to finance. That seems extremely low to me. I mean, if all of you guys paid around this table, it should be, you know.
That would be shocking.
Leadership by example, people.
What to do, an annual thing, probably do, we still have probably a couple of months to pay, if the assessments went out in April or May.
No, they're due on,
Within like 30 or.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Right, well then.
I
gotta
would
look at my
assume
payers.
that that's old data,
But yeah, if we,
but it might be good to
if
double.
we left here, we would want to know the.
Yeah. Good to know. Okay, and the 2026 work plan.
We don't have a 2026 work plan yet.
Okay.
That's why we're gonna develop it. So,
But bring up this year's.
I mean, it's a lot of these things happen year over year, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see a lot of the same stuff.
Well, that's the item in November, December for our meeting, develop 2026 work plan. So this would be our place to give you guys input on.
Yeah, then that's what we're doing. So that we're just basically
Right.
rolling back up to this year's and be like, what do you want to take out? What do we need to put in? So obviously, we're gonna put the IVAMP back in. So anything that has to do with the IVAMP stays.
Since we missed our water quality sampling because of low water levels, do we want to consider maybe starting that sampling earlier next year by a month, so that we're gonna be dealing with low water levels out into the future. If we're gonna get any sampling data, we gotta do it earlier.
Well, we're hiring 2 people. That will help us out considerably. Dave just was not available this year, and Nick, we only had 1 person. So we just, I mean, by the time people became available, it was already like September and there was like
No
no
water.
water.
Yeah.
You know, and I know I went out with Nick in like May and and we did one round of water quality sampling then, and then just didn't have opportunity to go back out again.
Did you leave out of Dana's?
Yes.
So May is the first month that we can.
Right, and we got out right away, cause I know, because I saw you.
Yeah, May should be fine.
Yeah, we had no problem in May.
Yeah.
It was easy, you know, it was really just drifting off of our spot and then getting ourselves paddling back to it and drifting off the spot and paddling back to it. But other than that, it was no problem. But we just weren't able to follow up. So with 2 new staff people, we should have no problem getting people out there and getting that sampling done.
Okay, so no change to dates. We're gonna try to start May, for the first
We can
round.
start April, and to be honest, I mean, you know, nothing wrong with that.
Isn't it advantageous to try to sample the same time that we've historically sampled so that we can compare?
Yeah,
Apples to apples?
for sure.
Have we historically sampled in May, not April?
No, it's always been May to October. So. But we're now running into low water issues in the late season, so, you know, we're kind of looking at that with a shift maybe to, if we wanna capture data. But you're right, it wouldn't be a straight across comparison from month to month. That would be a new data point we'd be collecting.
Well, and if anybody has water all the way up to their property frontage, you know, 4 inches or more, we can launch. But we can't hike out 20 feet in muck.
So
So-
what are you using for your boat?
Just kayaks.
No, I think you could pick up from my place. Our party place, whatever it's called.
Okay, I thought you were in mud.
Not until late.
Not until. Well,
You have more water than Dana?
Well, it's,
In May.
they. We have that,
They're further into the shallow area.
we have that party.
Huh?
The raft.
The party ride.
Which is the raft.
We have a raft. And when I was doing the 2-foot thing, that was from the shoreline. And yes, that's scary dangerous. But the raft gets out there. And yeah, I mean, it would be kayakable.
That's a word.
It seems like the water quality is always good in May. It's always good. So I don't think April's gonna give us results that would be different.
Probably not.
Because it's just rainwater at that point. It's super clean.
And nothing's growing yet because the temperatures are too cold for
Yeah.
any growth, so
Yeah.
it's like your water clarity is gonna be good.
But I think it is critical that we get that May and then. Nice if we can get a July reading. That's when things start going.
So water quality sampling, April, May, maybe end of April, beginning of May, we can try to sneak in an extra round of sampling. By the low water,
So what's our goal? 1 a month?
one a month during our treatment window.
Okay.
Any other work plan items? Do we still want to do a newsletter? Is that something that's,
I thought we
Want to do.
were obligated to.
oh, we're not obligated to?
Well, kind of replaced our annual meeting with
Yeah.
a newsletter. And I think it's such a good addition to the assessments, especially now that people are paying more. Want them to know they're getting something for their money.
Those who pay.
Yeah.
They're not getting water.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's.
Well, and I am curious to see, really hope we can get an aerial photo, well, I guess next summer at some point. Because it will be really interesting to see how this big treatment year affected the lake.
Well, remember, that's for the bladderwort, which isn't all that visible.
It just seems to me, even though the lake itself looked kind of terrible because it was so mucky, it also did not have much growth. There was very little greenery
Yeah,
anywhere
yeah, that's true.
this year. So it seems like it could be really great next summer, but
Well, fluoridone is a whole lake treatment, so
yeah.
it kills everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it pretty much knocks out everything in the water column.
And additionally, I could tell because I've spent a lot of time in the lake and I have all those mats that piled up. Dorling kind of piled them up, and so I've been out kind of shoveling them out. And the root system that we always had, this just gnarly roots and
Yeah,
things all tangled up, are now just kind of gone or broken down, just decaying and unidentifiable almost. So it seems like maybe once things fill full of water again, it's gonna be really pretty great, but it would be nice. So if it is great, I hope we get pictures of it somehow.
Can I?
I?
Yeah. I really appreciate the newsletter, and I think for people that don't get to hear all the things that we get to hear, I think it's a nice way for my neighbors to hear some of this. And one of the suggestions that I had from a new neighbor is if we could have a picture of some of the plants so they know, because they're always asking me, what's this, what's that? And then I come to these meetings and I go, what's this, what's that? What is bladderwort? What is, those kind of things. So they can kind of identify it. And then last year Rusty gave like a little history of the lake, which was really nice. And then maybe data on, this is lower than it's been, or that kind of stuff for people that are fairly new to the neighborhood. I think newsletters are really really appreciated. Even if it's just, just a page long, it doesn't need to be something so big that people don't read it. But I think it's kind of informative for people. They're interested in where they live.
I agree with Leilani, and she and I haven't talked about this exactly, but I think the history of the lake, the relatively recent history, really has, if you don't live here and haven't lived here, you wouldn't have any idea. And so it's nice for people to know that.
And I like to kind of know your vegetation section or something there where the yellow, what's the one that looks like a lily?
I was gonna ask him again.
Yellow flag iris.
Yellow flag iris, the one that everyone's supposed to dispose of.
Oh, the one that's pretty.
Yeah, that's
It is
pretty,
pretty.
but actually terrible.
That's definitely,
Yellow?
definitely wear gloves too.
Yellow flag iris, yes, but it's, it's
White
caustic
stuff on it.
and
Arasuda chorus.
don't put it in your compost. And don't put it in your yard waste pile.
Cause it'll.
Bag it and send it to the dump.
Really?
Right.
Oh.
Any kind of invasive, send it to the dump.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be a good thing to put in.
I've learned.
For the newsletter, it's not the time now, but just the pictures, your pictures that you have when the lake froze over solid, so you could go out there and break off stuff through. I mean, that's just fabulous, who would
It's
know
hard to
that?
imagine it hasn't frozen like that
Yeah.
in decades.
What happened? There was a big ice age that was supposed to come. Back in
1993.
1978, I think, and then they put it off to, anyway.
It was Thanksgiving weekend, 93.
Okay, so our big work plan, items, the IVAMP, water quality sampling and a newsletter.
Were you able to do a water level reading?
Not this go around, I didn't get to it.
Oh, so it's, at least the equipment is,
Oh, yeah, it's still recording data. I just wasn't able to download it. Between this meeting and last one.
does it record so that you can go back and get it?
Mhm.
Oh, I see.
So did you wanna talk about whether or not we need an October meeting?
Yeah, so there's some of these meetings, we can get into the, I guess we can finalize the meeting schedule. When we have meetings stacked up like a month apart, it's really tough to get all the nuts and bolts in place and get the agenda posted and everything in time, because they need it 2 weeks prior. There's some logistical challenges with having meetings so close together, so is there value in having those meetings? I think there's one in April and May as well, I saw on this calendar that we're running the same thing. So is there value in that extra, that tight window between meetings? If not, do we reduce our meeting schedules to quarterly? And have an optional in between there somewhere?
What's your word?
I like that idea.
Well, I mean, if there's no actionable business to do, if we're not voting on anything, if there's not like an update to really chew on or anything like that, maybe there's no need for the meeting and we could just hold off for a month and do it all at once and be more efficient with our time that way.
Cause to me, like, we're conducting more business in this meeting today with Scott here than in October.
Yeah, right.
And so
I
if we
agree.
didn't have the October meeting, we pretty much are covering everything right now.
Yeah.
And so for us, we're just being honest. It's difficult for us to close out the last meeting because we have to wait before we get comments in, then we have to update that. And at the same time, we have to move forward with the next one 2 weeks in advance. It makes it very difficult for us to get everything in on time. And then of course we get told what we're not, hey, you guys haven't posted this yet. I'm like, and so we're late before we've even started. And so we get pushed back because we're not doing things in the right time. And so it's easier for us if we have more time in between our meetings. And if the October meeting, we're not voting on anything, then why do we need to meet?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
I'm less supportive of not having April and May, because it seems like,
We should have the May one for sure, but what we have up here is a little confusing because we call it March, April, and then May, June. You know, when is it?
yeah.
I see.
I think,
I don't know.
I would be maybe
Is it
like. if
2
we-
or is it 1?
We did, instead of April, do March, so January, March,
Yeah, can you scroll up so we can see the beginning of the year?
because that's when we're trying to do the annual report, get that information out to people. And we want.
So if we did January, March, May, would we miss anything?
I think that would.
January, Scott comes in, he's got his report, he gives his projection for the next year. We talk about, we vote on whether or not we're moving forward with that contract or that, whatever we call it, service provider agreement for the year. And then we get that approved. And then we meet, in March, and then that's when we give him the approval to move forward, right? So he presents his work plan, closes out the year in January, says, here's what we propose for 2026. And we vote on it and we approve it in March. And then May is right before he goes out and starts doing the work. Does that seem like a reasonable
Well, and
first
also
three?
that's when people are getting their notices.
And we're getting the newsletter cranked out, we're sending the assessments out. People can talk about things in May right before the treatment starts. And then basically, we have never met during the treatment window. And then we observe it in September.
September walkabout, yeah.
And then so the only thing is whether or not, you know, and I know we call the walkabout a meeting, but we don't take notes, we
No.
don't solicit any questions or answers, but we can get input from you. But then it would feed into the conversation that we would have, we would send that input, if Scott isn't there, we send the input to him, and then he comes back to us in November and kind of says,
Yeah.
here's how I'm closing. I may not have my report, but here's what I did. Here's what I think worked well. Here's what maybe we're thinking about for next year. You guys provide your input. And then in January, we start all over again.
Yeah, I think we could much better utilize that walkabout for getting feedback from around the lake. Take some sort, you know, not like minutes, but like comments that people have made, because I think people speak up at the walkabout, but then there's no sense of being heard.
There's no secretary taking the notes.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because our city clerk said it's required that we submit minutes for that.
Yay.
So
Oh.
I literally
Really?
submitted nothing because we didn't.
Well,
really-
it's
we didn't put
because
it up.
we call it a meeting and it's on the calendar.
Yeah, and so,
Yeah.
If it's not called a meeting, and if it's just a social event, there's no meetings, there's no
Yeah.
minutes. So we're basically saying this is a public
Yes.
meeting.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the way we're advertising it.
Awesome.
So just like the public can come
You want
and
it?
visit this LND meeting, they can show up to your
That's
walk around.
the only time that we hear from people who don't sit around the rest of the people.
No, I mean, I think we should do it. But whether we should call it a meeting or not.
Well, I think Kathy's point is that we need to capture the action items and then follow up. So having
This is,
be a meeting and take notes, that would be the way to
Okay.
Yeah.
capture those action items.
It's hard because there's so many side conversation that goes on. So I
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
capture all that, you know, so that's gonna be the difficult part. But
Well,
if we have a like a central location at each site that we do a quick, this is what's going on, and you know,
Right.
these are what we see, then boom, that's it. And then, you know, then you can start your side conversations, but just understand that, you know, that main conversation is the only thing that's gonna be captured.
Well, and so what might be useful for us from you is before you go on the walkabout, you guys already know what you're gonna talk about when you're standing in your backyard. Write it down and
And
get,
just tell
and
people.
well,
Yeah.
give it to us.
Right.
And then that will become your input for the meeting. And that way, we're not sitting there trying to like listen to everybody's conversation and take the notes, because you're gonna say, here's my concerns about my area, you know, because when we walk around, we hear what all of your opinions are about, here's my spot, here's what happened to me
Yeah.
this year. You know, the cattails blew in, your neighbor has this whole thing, wants to know, well, what can I do now that this island has become attached to my front yard, right? And so those are very good conversations that, you know, would be good to provide to Scott and be like, okay, your neighbor has a concern over these floating mats.
Yeah.
How do we manage them when they're on the shoreline?
I love the idea of making the walkabout a little bit more formal too, because it really has replaced our annual meeting
Yeah.
that we
Right.
did back in the day and hardly anyone attended. So I think this is a better kind of more productive type of meeting. So, and making it more formal and having people put things in writing or kind of have specific concerns would be perfect.
So I would either say that's the way we should do it, or say we should either meet a half an hour before it and get those notes and then do the walkabout, or have a meeting the next week
That's,
after the walkabout and provide you notes.
That
So
makes sense.
we are open to what would work best for you all to give us the input to make September meaningful for input.
I think it's most productive to do the walkabout and capture the comments kind of real time
On site.
while we're on site, and we members would just need to be attentive to
Yeah.
steering people to Dave or Patrick, whoever was taking the notes, so that the important stuff could get captured. We don't have to capture every site conversation, but that would
But
be
we
the,
represent, you know,
yeah, that would be the way for
that we're listening.
us
our
to get the feedback and we'd be able to.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is, let's keep it the way it is. It's going to be considered a meeting. And we're gonna do diligence in taking your input as we do the walkabout so that we can put together some meaningful minutes and then get them circulated.
I think that would, that'll acknowledge
One
the
question,
input that other people have that are not in the steering.
one question about reducing this to 4 meetings plus the walkabout, 5 events. Is there something in the charter that requires X meetings a year? I don't remember if there was an 8 or 7 or.
I believe it's as needed.
Yeah.
We've canceled meetings.
Can I call you back?
Just so we don't.
Huh?
No, Dana's just
Okay,
walking around talking to somebody.
She's leading her life.
Okay, I'll call you right back.
So, Scott, it seems like September is a time that is virtually impossible for you to be here.
Not virtually impossible, just difficult for sure.
Get our bid in now for the second Tuesday, Wednesday.
Do there a lot of
September.
Well, so that we are going to schedule our meetings
Yes.
2026. Right.
That's why I wanted to have that discussion.
Break
before we
out,
changed
break out
anything.
calendars.
Oh,
And I love the idea of kind of getting a regular annual schedule of meetings that, so that it feels like every year we kind of start throwing out dates and how often and what month and when, and we kind of.
we seem to have landed on the second Wednesdays or second Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I mean, to me, it's easier to just say it's the second Wednesday on these months. But
It hasn't been historically exactly, but yeah, I like the idea of everyone just knowing it's gonna be the second Wednesday of January, the second Wednesday of March, but does that work for everyone if we just?
So did we decide, are we gonna, so are we doing January? Are we doing,
January, March, May,
okay, and then
November.
September,
Walkabout.
November.
that's it?
Okay.
And then if something comes up throughout the year, you guys can request an additional meeting. So if let's say we go into January and we just don't accomplish what we feel like we wanted to accomplish at that meeting, you guys can say, hey, can we squeeze another one in February? You know, just to resolve this
Okay.
issue and then we just add it to the calendar. That's
We did that for
okay.
rules and rates. Recently, we had a
Yeah.
together meeting at one
Yeah.
point.
Well, when we were Zooming.
Yeah.
So we're looking at January 14th?
I don't expect to be accommodated, but I know I won't be here in January and March, so I'll catch up.
Could you do a Zoom meeting? Could you meet us via Zoom?
Possibly, I'm gonna be in Mexico.
Oh,
Mexico.
for both the whole, okay.
For January and March, but not February.
Yeah. Got internet connection.
So January 14th is a date?
That's the second Wednesday.
Okay.
Do you want me to write these down?
I got them, I'm writing them down, I was just gonna get a calendar out.
So March, I can't do the 11th. Is there any thought maybe of March 18th instead of
I can't do March 18th. Conflicting meetings.
March 4th?
third Wednesday of every,
You guys already know?
third Wednesday of every month.
These people with these calendars. Are you gone for all of March?
That's the thing, I was,
No,
I had something every first Wednesday.
I'm not.
Yeah, see, second Wednesday is perfect for me. And they count.
Trying to boot to the second, one, I'm like, in fact, I'm missing that meeting right now, I'm like, I can't do it.
March fourth?
March fourth.
That's the first Wednesday, you can't.
For Wednesday,
I'm quitting that meeting, or that group, so.
I'm okay with first Wednesdays.
Okay, so March fourth. That would be awesome, thank you.
And plus it's great that you can be there too also.
And then May 13th.
I'm gone, but I'm gone, so. I think that's partly why I was so interested in March, because I know I'm gone in May.
May what?
May
May
13th.
I might miss January's meeting, but.
And then the walkabout.
Wednesday.
September 9th.
So we're skipping August, so.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's nothing really going on.
I guess that's maybe when we did, oops, so September
9th.
9th. And then November.
And so it would be November 11th, which is Veterans.
Wait, when was September?
9.
That's the walkabout.
So let's not do it on a holiday.
Pay you guys overtime for
Paying to see whether or not I show up.
that?
So either the 4th or the 18th.
Fourth, right?
Fourth is the 18th, I've got the third Wednesday, I've got a kind of meeting.
Okay, so let's do November 4th. And that works, because we're deleting the.
We'll make it- put it on.
Earlier, probably better.
Salesforce.
That's it?
So forth.
Right.
Good. Good.
We did one thing.
We'll send you an update in January.
What was the meeting date for January?
January 14th.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
So up next is steering committee election.
I nominate Linnea to be the chair, Tom to
Second.
be the vice chair, and Dave to do the recording.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
I said I too.
It's an aye.
Is that a late eye or a nay eye?
An aye.
Aye, aye.
I tried it. Before people that had second thoughts.
I think we found out with my position, I don't know that I'm an elected official, I just am, because it has to be a.
You were designated by Dan, just like.
So I don't think I
You
have
have no
I
choice.
have no choice,
Both now.
yeah, so. I
Well,
appreciate the
we were
vote.
trying to
I
make it,
appreciate
you know,
that.
like
You
we
guys are
really
awesome.
support you. You can't get away.
Where's Dan? How's Dan?
Dan's good, he's been busy, but.
Is he working, does he work here?
Yeah, he's on the other side of that wall.
Is he?
He's not here right now.
We just don't, yeah.
I don't know, I just got an email from him, so he's doing something
He's
somewhere.
doing something somewhere.
Something somewhere. Okay, so the last
Doing
thing,
something.
Future agenda item.
future agenda item.
Oh my gosh.
This will be for,
Address to.
this will be for January. So, newsletter article assignments will go out. The drop dead date that I need newsletter articles is gonna be March 20th, so I get that to their communications department.
That was gonna
We
be
have a subcommittee
in
for
by.
that. We need a subcommittee
For,
for the newsletter.
I think we have a template that we're working off, so we're just looking for articles to throw on the template.
So what Dave's saying is, we're gonna go and just build the outline, it's gonna look like this, there's gonna be headers, and then you guys gonna write stuff, and we're gonna put it in those boxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
In January.
so what you could do is in January, you guys could say, I'll take that one, I'll take that one, I'll take
Okay,
that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's.
So
the
basically,
January.
writing assignments for the newsletter.
Okay, so that's the January.
Yeah. Do that January.
I was curious about the actual assessments. The information about that.
Yeah, I wrote that down and I'm going to follow up.
Yeah. But we don't want to be the last ones to know.
Yeah, it would be alarming.
What do you mean I mean,
About if people.
We just wanna make sure that.
Yeah.
The budget right now shows that out of 21,000 that we've only collected
I see.
7,300.
I see.
Yeah, we chose.
Yeah.
I think showed that last time too.
It did.
That's what I mean, we just get handed it,
Yeah.
it's like, here's your budget, and like, okay, and so it gets posted, and like, oh, that didn't change, so.
And then, of course, Scott's report. And then Patrick, we were gonna go over the meeting recording and all of that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna find out whether or not, if we're doing two different things, why did we just go through this whole formal thing that says, do not write everything down and do not post every single thing that everybody says, and then post the full thing? It's like, that's contrary to passing that thing, so I have to see whether or not we have to,
And for
or
how
if
long.
we can just do the minutes as in the new format. And if so, then we're gonna get rid of that statement on the website that said they will be posted for 2 years.
Yeah, I would see it being posted until the minutes are approved. That's,
Well, to me, you don't post minutes until they've been approved. You don't post them before they're approved. That would not be, why would you approve the minutes then?
so that we could go back and look at the Zoom recording.
I know, but you're putting it out to the entire public.
So so you're saying that not at all?
That's my hope, yes.
Because I would like to go back and, especially this meeting, there was a lot going on that I couldn't track. And I suspect also in January, there's information. And these minutes are skeleton.
I think the thought was that if we're reducing the effort going into the minutes, that we'd also have the video to go back and look at it. If there's additional information that's needed, so I think that's the thought behind having both. Yeah,
Well,
so,
to me, there's a big difference between posting it to the public versus having it available to the committee to review. We may not delete it, we may still have it, but it doesn't mean that it's posted in a public format.
yeah, have the meeting. minute.
I mean, we go over so much stuff that has nothing to do with lake management that it should not be posted to the
To the
public.
public, I agree.
And it's coming from,
You're just looking for a place where you can get the draft as it stands.
yeah.
So that you can make edits to it and return it, so it gets updated.
No,
Right.
other than that.
You can still share a copy with us if we needed to see. Without.
I would hope so, yes, I mean,
Yeah,
but it would be through like email and
Yeah.
stuff like that to you personally.
Yeah, not on the.
Yeah.
Not on the website, as if, here's everything we talked about, but then we're gonna shorten it down to 4 sentences. Do you know what I mean? But if you were fortunate enough to watch the whole thing, yay.
Well, let's find out what the city said. They may have, are you going to like the legal department?
I'm gonna go to the executive administration who put in the new rule that says, don't do that anymore, do this.
Okay.
And so
Well,
to
let's-
me,
let's let 'em find
that's
out.
why when I found out, when he just said we still post it, I was like, why are we posting it if we literally were just told to not do full minutes anymore? Cause now we're doing two things that are in contrary. Like, if you can't do full minutes, why would you post the video recording of it? That-
As my comment, just to say on that, I just feel like, yeah, the minutes should only be for the written minutes for public. The videos that we have recording to back up on the minutes until done and just only for our use if needed. But like, I just, from coming from an agency who gets public record requested a lot, I just would not feel comfortable with these videos being posted for everyone. Not that we don't hone ourselves, appropriately, I think in a way, but it's much cleaner that way. There's no loose ends in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think
I
that
agree.
that's the intent of what is available to the public. What did you talk about? What did you vote on? What was the outcome? They don't need to know whose next door neighbor is walking down and all that kind of stuff. It's like, that has nothing to do with lake management.
And it's more professional looking.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm struggling because we're just representatives of a lake management district, which is a closed group. It's not the public, it's a closed group of people who are paying.
Right, but we're making it available to the entire planet.
Okay, so if a person is paying LMD.
Then we can send them a copy of it through
Okay,
email.
I thought. I
And then
wasn't
they
sure
can
if that was just
review
one-
it.
Okay.
It-
Okay, that. There's three rings, there's us, the LMD members, and then there's the.
Correct.
Got it.
I'm reading the city council rules and procedures for meetings, and it doesn't make any mention of recordings. It does say, the city clerk will make available meeting minutes, recordings of attendance, discussion topics, and actions at a minimum.
Is that the city council meetings? Yeah, they're on TV.
But these are all of our meetings now are open. Well, as you guys all have to take the training and sign in and send in your paperwork to us. It's the Open Public Meetings Act and all of our committees now have to follow that whole thing. So if you haven't updated your meetings and sent it in, that'll be something else that I'll be reminded of.
So that's something that goes on the list plan.
Well, it's not on our work plan, that's on each individual sitting at this table on the committee. It's their personal responsibility to make sure that they've followed through with basically the guidelines. It says you have to take that open meeting training, and then you have to submit whatever documentation that says that you've done it.
And how often do we have to do that?
I don't know.
Every couple of
Oh,
years.
Every 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I got my note, I got my point form on my desk ready to sign.
Well, that's the thing. They send it to me,
Yeah.
and then I forward it to.
I should have brought it to you. ahead of
Yeah,
time.
the people who are on the
Now I
list.
understand.
Well, is that it? I think that's it. We're a little early. We're adjourned.
Says it's raining outside.
Keep meeting.
Just on time.
Yeah.
Dave's got an umbrella for you.
Well, stay dry, guys, and have a good evening.
Bye.
All right, thank you for limited.
Bye.
Who we did.
Stop attending our meetings. Are we just not that interesting? Or have they stopped doing it?
I see, I saw you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
They just haven't, we haven't done anything different, so it's his road choice as to whether or not. Or maybe he just goes and, since he knows that we're posting online, he may just listen in.
Written about us.
I never knew we got there.
Oh, so go after.
Bring 'em all
Yeah.
up.
They were. But sign.
Thank you.
Doing really good. We just signed them up for little classes today at Central.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's like.
Take care.
No, he's gonna be in a dorm.
I may not be here in January, I might be going to Taiwan for work.
Be a kid again. Doing good now, he's growing hair back.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go, I was supposed to go to site, but I'm back, and I don't know exactly when.
Yeah, they would just go.
I'll try to be here.
18.
Yeah. At least the recording.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thanks for being back.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
See ya.
take a picture of it.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Well, no, it's almost funnier if I can take a picture of
Thank you.
Can I take a picture of your phone and I'll just be like, yes, you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff on Facebook about it. It's just really interesting now. It's almost nothing negative.
How?
I honestly, I think it was
That's
it had to have been a screen grab from a Facebook post. I've been to some water game. Oh,
That's in charge.
you look like you're having a good time.
I did, I definitely. I think maybe the audience will actually end up.
Yeah. It was just so random to see you.
It's very random.
Not his fault.
It's so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as a Coast Guard guy, you know, we do armed forces, but we also do law enforcement.
Be like, hey,
As a Coast Guard, I don't think that bombing and killing suspects.
That's really interesting. It's my ex-husband. Never.
Anyway, it's an
Yeah.
interesting.
Actually came to.
Yeah, a lot of things the military is doing.
And I
Yeah.
didn't see him, I didn't even know he
Yeah.
was there.
Well, we're testing.
But Max is ahead of me and he's working with the crowd. And he's
Hey,
like,
hey,
if there's a couple sitting together, it'll be like, hot dogs, very romantic. And so all I hear is this woman going, if I give you some money, will you just go away? And I look up and it's my ex-husband's wife. Now,
my
he's
God.
remarried and she's a handful. And she's just giving him money to go away. And he didn't even know that was them, so that made it even funnier that he was just, working the crowd, and he's like, and people would give us all these screenshots just to go away.
Oh,
sure.
well, so I could,
Well, I ain't got nothing else to do but listen to us.
I don't know.
stop
I
recording.
don't know, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.